Today on Good Morning Maine, new details have been released in connection to the death of Maine's first comfort dog. Plus, protesters call on members of the Wells Police Department to terminate their partnership with ICE. And more information coming out of Washington County with their budget deadline. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Janessa Bishop. Craig Colson is off for the day. We thank you for joining us, and we'll have those stories and more coming up. But we'll begin with a check of the forecast. It looks like the stretch of sunny weather will continue today, with temperatures rising into the 70s. Let's check in with Devin Biggs for a first look at that forecast.
All righty, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono. We have the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. All righty, here we go. A very quiet start to the day, and in fact, this entire week is looking quiet yet again. Not great for the drought conditions, but high pressure will be in full control across the state. And in fact, as we zoom things out, the entire Northeast will be looking quiet. We do have a system further down toward the south that is causing some precipitation to develop. As we take a look at things, Futurecast pretty much showing the entire story. We'll be under a mostly sunny sky today, maybe a few developing clouds, but otherwise sunshine will be in full control with a mostly clear sky on the way coming up later on tonight. So mid-70s for us today under that mostly sunny sky, and a light north breeze at around 5 miles per hour. Already mostly clear areas of dense fog tonight with lows in the upper 40s and a calm wind overall. Your hourly forecast for today, lots of sunshine with temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. There's a fallout from the killing of Charlie Kirk. Some are pushing for more regulation of social media, while others focus on improving security for politicians. ABC's Allison Kosick explains.
This morning, in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death, sources say the Trump administration is asking Congress for $58 million to boost security for the executive and judicial branches. It's also supporting an increase in security for members of Congress.
I've been talking with a lot of them over the last few days about that and trying to calm the nerves, to assure them that we will make certain that everyone has the level of security that's necessary.
Some lawmakers now canceling events until they have a better handle on security. After Kirk's death, the spotlight is also turning to social media with bipartisan calls for reform. Utah's governor says he believes social media has played a direct role in every assassination and assassination attempt in recent years.
There is no question in my mind that cancer probably isn't a strong enough word. What we have done, especially to our kids, it took us a decade to realize how evil these algorithms are.
Many lawmakers demanding social media companies better regulate content specifically for children, pointing to the graphic videos of Kirk's killing shared online.
The ways in which folks are then taking the horrific images of these incidents and propagating them on the internet adds fuel to the fire. We can and should pass bills.
As for Kirk's organization, Turning Point USA, it's reportedly seeing a surge in interest from colleges and universities looking to start new chapters on their campuses. Allison Kosick, ABC News, New York.
A person has been charged in connection with the death of the state's first comfort dog, Baxter. Penobscot County District Attorney Christopher Almney says Brody Hinckley has been charged with a civil violation of animal cruelty in Baxter's death. Hinckley is listed as the director of the Bureau of Emergency Communications on the Maine Department of Public Safety website.
Baxter was a comfort dog. The defendant, Mr. Hinckley, was in charge of that dog. He was responsible for its care. He had a lot of devotion to the dog. And so it made it difficult because, you know, he had a lot of emotional considerations here, but at the same time, we have to consider what happened to the dog, and the dog should have been cared for better on this particular occasion.
Chocolate Lab was found dead inside a state vehicle at the Bangor Regional Communications Center on May 28th. Omni says the evidence suggests he had been inside the vehicle for 4 hours. Baxter was the Department of Public Safety's first comfort dog, and his job was to help improve the mood and well-being of the dispatchers at Maine's 3 emergency communication centers. The department launched its own investigation into why the car he was in stopped running and caused the vehicle's air conditioning to stop functioning. It was later turned over to the Department of Animal Welfare. Omni says Hinckley's civil charge is punishable by a fine up to $500, and he is expected to be in court in November. A Winslow man is lucky to be alive after crashing into a stream in Gardner. According to the Department of Public Safety, police were called to I-205 southbound around 7 o'clock Sunday morning. A vehicle had gone off the highway and sank into the stream below. Trooper Tom Bureau was on the scene within minutes and dove into the water to reach the driver. He dove down about 7 feet but was unable to get the door open. A short while later, the trooper learned the driver had already escaped and swam to a nearby residence for help. 27-year-old Brandon Nail was taken to the hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Police say it appears Nail fell asleep at the wheel and struck an embankment between the guardrails, a sign, and a concrete barrier before crashing into the stream. Washington County is facing a big monetary deficit and a rapidly approaching deadline. The county is asking voters to approve the bond. I have the latest with those details. The Washington County Commissioners presented the Budget Advisory Committee with the proposed 2026 budget. They also presented a referendum bond that asked voters to approve $11 million to resolve debt. This comes after a 5-year budget crisis. These down east towns in the state have been undertaxed due to accounting errors and funds being carried over.
They were unaudited figures, and in any organization, county government, town government, you should not act on unaudited figures. And that's in a sense what they were doing. They would look at what monies were left in a line item at the end of the year and just carry it forward to the next.
County Manager Renee Gray says that they need to act quickly to meet the deadline for getting the referendum on the November 4th ballot. She says there is a shortfall of county auditors and they are just now getting to the 2022 audit. She says using figures without final numbers, depleting the surplus fund, and other factors also led to the deficit. Former County Commissioner Chris Gardner was there. He apologized sincerely for the current situation but refuted claims of gross mismanagement, saying they were just as vigilant as they could have been given the oversight that they had at the time.
I'm here tonight. I am here tonight because I think that the people do deserve to know exactly what happened and why it happened and the mistakes that I made.
Gray says they are asking all departments to cut costs wherever they can, and the sheriff's office says there's no evidence of fraud or theft. In Washington County, Janessa Bishop, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News. After multiple rounds of legal wrangling with the current owner of the Bangor Mall, Maine State Senator Joe Baldacci says the mall's future could be taking a turn for the better. Baldacci says the city has been contacted by a national developer that has successfully built and run and remodeled other malls across the country. The developer wants to come to Bangor and present their ideas for reimagining the Bangor Mall, including not just retail space, but perhaps housing as well. He says the important thing is to get back to making the mall the community asset it once was.
It's near the hospitals, the interstate, the university. It's near a lot of other housing, a lot of other retail, and there's no reason that we as a community or region shouldn't be getting economic benefits out of it.
Baldacci says it's possible the mall will need to be at least partially rebuilt to address code and environmental issues, but talks are just getting started. He says the developer wants input from city leaders and residents alike. Protesters made their return to Wells Police Department, calling on officers to terminate their partnership with ICE. As it stands, the deal has been put on pause, but as Allison Lapierre reports, protesters are saying that's not enough.
Residents in Wells making their voices heard. We're the only town in the state of Maine that has signed a cooperation agreement with ICE. So we've really been standing out for like 4 months now, trying to get the police chief to pull out of that agreement.
In April, the Wells Police Department agreed to a partnership with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The contract would provide enhanced training to Wells officers. In exchange, ICE would be able to contact Wells police officers for help if they ever needed it. But after backlash from the community, the police department froze the deal. Protesters like Rich Nowak, a member of Indivisible Southern Maine, want the PD to call it off completely.
ICE is in there and they're taking out people illegally.
Activist groups from across Maine and New Hampshire came together from sunrise to sunset
in the evening
to protest a string of local incidents regarding ICE involvement.
One being Pease in Portsmouth, second one being Cumberland County Jail, the third one being Avillo Airline.
Eileen Conlin lives in Wells. She says the town has been divided ever since the Wells police chief signed a contract for her department to work with ICE.
I'm just truly surprised that Chief Putnam decided to do this in our town. And it's not like we have a town that's, raging with criminals or something like that, It just isn't the case. So, we're a little seaside community. We actually have lots of immigrants who work here.
Protesters say they won't stop raising their voices until the deal is off.
ICE is fine operating like they did years ago, but they're now operating corruptly. They're being judge and jury, which ICE was never meant to be.
Other town police departments in Maine had plans to work with ICE, including Monmouth and Winthrop, but eventually scrapped those plans. In Wells, Allison Lapierre, CBS 13 News.
The time now is 6:12. Coming up on Good Morning Maine, a fundraiser in Millinocket is auctioning off Adirondack chairs. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. Today, mostly sunny, highs of 76. Tonight, mostly clear with areas of dense fog, lows to 49. And tomorrow, it's going to be a lot warmer with highs up to 81.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Hello. Hi, Robin.
GMA this morning. Jennifer, Reese, Robin.
Sign me up.
The stars of the morning show come to America's #1 morning show.
I just got goosebumps.
This morning, only on
Good Morning America.
Every answer tells a story.
Give me something big you might take with you to the nude beach.
Binoculars.
Family Feud.
Hey, girl. All right now.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC7.
Half-off deals are waiting for you at foxbangor.com. Click on half-off deals and see how much you can save only at foxbangor.com.
The residents of Whitneyville truly know what it means to have neighbor helping neighbor.
Tonight we're hoping to have at least 30 or 35 meals to take out to shut-ins and handicapped people that can't get here to have a meal.
We'll have the story tonight on ABC 7 News at 6.
The Coal-Land Transportation Museum in Bangor kicked off their second annual Heroes and Heritage Week with a transportation festival. The festival is the city's largest touch-a-truck and career exploration event, showcasing more than 60 vehicles from area businesses, first responders, and more. The week-long celebration is part of a fundraising effort to support the Foundation's veterans programs. According to the museum's director, those programs provide local veterans with various services, including heating, fuel assistance, a food insecurity program, and more. She says their goal is to beat last year's fundraising total of $60,000.
It really takes a village. You know, the museum can't put this on by ourselves. We need, you know, the Sargents, the Chimbros, the Lynch. We need all of these companies who are willing to come in, donate their time, donate their time, their trucks and their vehicles to inspire this next generation to go into these career fields that really run our nation.
All week long, they will be raffling off various prizes and offering a special veterans-only giveaway. The celebration concludes next Saturday with a classic car show in the afternoon and then a 21-plus after-hours museum experience. For those who have seen beautifully painted Adirondack chairs scattered along downtown Millinocket over the past few days, don't blink because they won't be there for long, and there's a good reason why. Our Doug Banks has the story.
In the shadow of Mount Katahdin, there's a light in the form of colorfully crafted Adirondack chairs.
Everybody loves a nice Adirondack chair.
But the story of these chairs goes back 2 years prior at an auction where Laura Manzo took home an Adirondack chair
made out of skis,
painted it
with an image of Mount Katahdin on the back, and we auctioned it off at our annual auction that sold for about $250.
From there, the fundraiser Take a Seat Katahdin was born. Through weeks of planning and painting, 8 artists brought life to 15 Adirondack chairs, all of which can be found scattered along downtown Millinocket.
Though it wasn't a project of the town, we certainly welcomed it with open arms because it provides a little more positivity and beauty to the downtown.
There's a whole slew of things that you can do there, and these chairs represent that.
Each hand-painted chair sold in the silent auction during the town's Trails End Festival goes toward the future of local students. Skills USA is a national organization that promotes learning and leadership for students in tech schools. Over 1,500 students across Maine meet in an annual skills event to compete in over 90 competitions. On top of being an organizer of the Adirondack Chair fundraiser, Manzo is a media instructor at Northern Penobscot Tech Region 3 in Lincoln. She says it costs around $300 per student to attend the annual state competition and around 10 times more money to compete in nationals. The funds raised during Take a Seat Katahdin's silent auction, Manzo says, directly supports those students' aspirations.
In order to have those funds and know that we're prepared to send our students to do the best they can is very important.
In Millinocket, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Eastern Maine Community College's Katahdin Higher Education Center has provided support and opportunities in the Millinocket region for over 40 years. In 2004, an 1,800-square-foot child care education center was built, serving up to around 26 children. But more additions to the center were still to come. In the fall of last year, a 2,300-square-foot addition was unveiled. The space includes 4 classrooms for children from 6 weeks to 4 years old and doubles the number of children it serves. According to Executive Director Deborah Roundtree, this center is one step closer to a positive future for the region.
Just a few years ago, we didn't see a boom in the population, and now we're seeing new people that have chosen to make this their home and new families having children. And what a better way to provide more for those children in the next generation, because those children are going to be the new workforce. They're going to be the new face of Maine. And, we need to provide the opportunities that we were provided here in this community.
Looking ahead, the center is hoping to build a cultural trail for their children, located on a wooded 4-acre parcel of land adjacent to the center. Roundtree says the trail would be an immersive outdoor classroom while also sharing the stories of the Indigenous people in the area. Roundtree says some funds have been acquired towards the project's overall goal of $225,000. The time is now 6:19. After the break, Maine Maritime students are bringing fire safety to their own community. Plus, the Israel and Gaza war continues. The latest on that coming up on Good Morning Maine.
At Old Town Redemption Center, we are always ready to help with any fundraisers or bottle drives. We are here to help our community. Like and follow us on Facebook for upcoming weekly holiday giveaways and our monthly $100 drawing. On October 18th, join Bar Harbor Whale Watch Company to cruise Maine's mighty Penobscot River. Traveling from Bar Harbor to Bangor, you'll visit 10 stunning lighthouses and learn about river restoration efforts and view beautiful fall foliage. Enjoy fun, informative narration from naturalist and lighthouse historians, plus a Bangor lunch stop. Get photo tips on board with our professional photographer. Visit barharborwhales.com for more details and to book your tickets.
Bring your new kitchen to life with help from the Kitchen, Bath, and Flooring Division by Hammond Lumber Company. Bring in your ideas or get inspired by Hammond's extensive showroom displays. Your Hammond sales rep will help you create a materials list and cost estimate, and Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Your new kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
At Old Town Redemption Center, we are always ready to help with any fundraisers or bottle drives. We are here to help our community. Like and follow us on Facebook for upcoming weekly holiday giveaways and our monthly $100 drawing.
The many weeks of dry weather during this summer has many parts of Maine experiencing drought and high fire danger. Because of that, Maine Maritime Academy students on Saturday worked to bring safety to their community. Our Callie Warren has the story.
But they're seeing firsthand how they can work as a team together, cutting these trees, moving them, stacking them, and it's a really positive experience.
These Maine Maritime Academy students were hard at work Saturday morning. But they're doing a lot more than just clearing a little brush.
Watch the back of that. It may look like we're just clearing the land, but we're very selectively trimming back some of the trees. We're creating a fire break that, in the event of a fire, could help us prevent the spreading of the fire to the town.
Witherly Woods was filled with
180 Maine Maritime Academy first-year regimental students.
Those students teamed up with upperclassmen leaders to trim back overgrowth. Stewards say it helps create a safeguard in the event of a wildfire, ensuring that moisture remains on the ground.
So on this softwood, we've removed all the limbs up to about as far as they could reach with the saw, and that helps prevent any fire that's a surface fire from becoming a crown fire,
making a potential blaze much less likely to threaten Castine residents.
We call this treatment a shaded fuel break. So we're going to keep the big trees so the canopies shade the forest floor and keep it moist, so if there is a fire, it doesn't go as far.
This is the first time Maine Maritime Academy students have been enlisted to help. But after this hot, dry summer, Cooper says it could become an annual occurrence.
Hopefully we can make it an annual event and work closely with the town and the Maine Coast Heritage Trust.
As a very hands-on learning experience for students just starting out.
Getting out here and working with your hands, there's nothing better than that. And it's a new experience for a lot of them, I feel like. So I can get them working. I think it's going to be good for them in the long run.
Beautiful day. This is an amazing day.
In Castine, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The time now is 6:23. Let's get a full look at our forecast. Meteorologist Devin Biggs is in with the latest.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono. We have the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Alrighty, here we go. Let's check out the wave heights this morning, or pretty much the lack thereof. We're only at around 2 feet right nearby this morning. So we have no advisories in effect offshore or on land either, and no fog to really worry about either. If we have any fog, it is very localized as we start things off. We have water temperatures in the lower to middle 60s. In fact, right nearby it is rather low. You have to look further down toward the south for any warmer water temperatures. On land, it is very quiet. I promise this thing is working, but high pressure will be the name of the game today. And for the entire week yet again. Maybe a weak cold front later on this week, but it will be a dry front overall. No precipitation in the forecast at all this week. So nice to get outside, not great for the drought overall. And this is the only system nearby farther down toward the south. So futurecast for us today, rather boring. We'll be under a mostly sunny sky today, maybe a few passing clouds. Mostly clear later on tonight, maybe a few areas of dense fog again. As we head towards your Tuesday, more areas of sunshine, a lot of it overall. And yet again, mostly clear Tuesday night and a Wednesday morning, some more areas of dense fog. We might see more clouds again as we head towards Wednesday morning. And again, the drought monitor, you're still going to be seeing a lot of this. We have severe drought across a good part of the state, maybe a small spot of a moderate drought right about in here. Abnormally dry to the north, and no drought to the north, and I do worry this may spread with Thursday's update once we get there. But otherwise, our average high temperature is 71 degrees. We'll do mid-70s for us today with lower 80s as we head towards your Tuesday. Mid-70s again Wednesday, lower 80s again Thursday, and cooling off again Friday, Saturday, and again for your Sunday. So for today, mid-70s, mostly sunny, and that north wind at about 5 miles per hour. As we head towards tonight, upper 40s, mostly clear, areas of dense fog with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, low 80s, mostly sunny and warmer, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Mostly cloudy for your Wednesday with highs in the mid-70s, lower 80s for your Thursday under a partly cloudy sky, and partly cloudy Friday with highs in the low 70s.
Carpets looking tired, stained, or just plain dirty? It's time to call the pros. At C&R Carpet Cleaning, we use deep steam technology to remove dirt, odors, pet hair, and allergens fast. Fresh, clean carpets, healthier home. That's the C&R promise. Visit our Facebook page for a free estimate or call us today, 631-7380. Step into clean with C&R Carpet Cleaning.
My sister had multiple falls and broke her leg in the nursing home. She was out of her room and unsupervised. How did that happen?
If a serious injury has happened at a nursing home that's brought up cause for concern, call the twos right now.
Our attorney at Lowry Law helped me get answers. He made sure the nursing home paid for what happened to my sister.
If you suspect nursing home abuse or neglect, we're your go-to lawyers.
Pro football fans, it's You Pick'em NFL, the Pro Football Challenge from Fox 22. Go to foxbangor.com, click on You Pick'em, and go to You Pick'em NFL. Make your picks, and you could be the weekly winner of a gift certificate from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor, or from Yoshi Japanese Restaurant in Brewer. Brought to you by Collector's Choice in Brewer, K&M Auto Repair in Holden, and Twin City Tile in Brewer. Compete all season long. It's You Pick'em NFL from foxbangor.com.
We've got a 100-year-old company here, and it's because of the service, the quality, and the experience. It gets done right.
I think we've been doing it for so long. The only thing that we do, that when we walk into a room, we automatically know how to treat that window. We can take any product that the customer's looking for and make it work in just about any situation that they present us with. So
there's no reason to be overwhelmed. No. We can help you through it.
We're not going anywhere. We've been around for 100 years.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Israel ramped up its offensive in Gaza City this weekend, launching a barrage of airstrikes. While in Israel, hostage families held another rally in Tel Aviv to demand the return of their loved ones.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Israel for a very important two-day visit. He made a visit to the Western Wall with Prime Minister Netanyahu in eastern Jerusalem today, following the Israeli airstrikes on Hamas and Qatar. Rubio says he's looking for answers regarding a way forward in the crisis here. There will be talks tomorrow. This as a consensus grows that Israel did not kill the key Hamas leadership in those strikes. The latest hint coming from Netanyahu himself in a recent post. There will be a summit of Arab and Muslim leaders in Doha tomorrow to discuss the fallout. Meanwhile, preparations for the ground offensive by Israel of the Hamas stronghold of Gaza City intensify. Some 30 buildings were knocked down today, dozens of Palestinians killed, according to local authorities. This, as it's now believed, some 300,000 of the million inhabitants of the city have fled south amid some horrendous conditions. And finally, families of the 48 remaining hostages held by Hamas, dead and alive, were once again out on the street last night. They were calling for a ceasefire, a hostage release, a resumption of negotiations, which all at this point seem quite distant. Also told that Netanyahu held a meeting today of officials to try to figure out how to safeguard the hostages during the Gaza City land offensive. A tall order. In Tel Aviv, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
This morning, President Trump says he's prepared to impose new sanctions on Russia, but only if all other NATO countries stop buying Russian oil and increase pressure to end the Russia-Ukraine war. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with the details.
This morning, President Trump putting growing pressure on all NATO nations to stop buying Russian oil. In a post on social media, President Trump saying that NATO's commitment to winning the war has been far less than 100%, and going on to say he believes the Russian-Ukraine war would end if all NATO countries stopped buying oil from Russia and placed tariffs on China of 50 to 100% for its purchases of Russian petroleum.
And I'm willing to do sanctions, but they're going to have to toughen up their sanctions commensurate with what I'm doing.
It comes after months of Trump promising to negotiate an end to the Russia-Ukraine conflict and even meeting with Putin and Zelensky separately.
I thought this was going to be an easy one for me, but this has turned out to be tough. The hatred between Zelensky and Putin is unfathomable.
The president has faced criticism for repeatedly setting two-week deadlines for Russia to de-escalate and then allowing them to pass without any consequences. It comes as tensions are running high over the skies of Eastern Europe. Over the weekend, Romania scrambled fighter jets after a Russian drone flew through its airspace, the second incursion over a NATO country in less than a week. Last week, more than a dozen Russian attack drones were shot down after violating Poland's airspace. Trump suggesting this could have been a mistake, but Poland insists it was deliberate. Some lawmakers on Capitol Hill agree and worry Putin is testing the resolve of NATO.
Tom Tillis said he believes Russia is playing the U.S. Do you think President Trump was played, especially at that Alaska summit?
I never had any good faith anticipation of these negotiations. Putin is a KGB once and always, and I don't think he's playing fair. I think he's manipulating the president, as a KGB officer would.
Overall, EU dependence on Russian gas has fallen hard since the 2022 invasion of Ukraine, from about 45% in 2021 to 13% now. However, there are still a handful of European countries heavily relying on Russian oil. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Boeing faces potential penalties as a federal agency seeks new fines over safety issues. The Federal Aviation Administration is calling for a $3.1 million fine in Boeing, citing several alleged violations between September of 2023 through February of 2024. The period covers the January 5th, 2024 blowout of a door plug on an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX 9 plane shortly after it took off from Portland, Oregon. The FAA is also seeking penalties for quality system violations at its Renton, Washington plant and a 737 factory in Wichita, Kansas. Coming up on the second half of the newscast, the annual Maine Cheese Festival returned to Pittsfield. This and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Looking for a new roof in Maine? Cesny Roofing has you covered with 6 roofing options: asphalt, metal, rubber, and more. We also handle gutters, siding, and expert brick chimney repairs. Choose from multiple roofing systems with warranties up to 50 years. With 200 plus 5-star Google reviews and financing available, you can trust our experienced team to deliver quality that fits your home and your budget. Serving the entire state of Maine. Call now at 207-GET-ROOF or visit CesnyRoofing.com.
I'm Jim with Lowry Law. A husband and wife called me after they were hit at high speed by a drunk driver. They were both seriously injured, they couldn't work, and they were worried about their medical bills. We put 2 former prosecutors on the case and got them the justice they deserved. A $400,000 settlement they were able to use for their retirement. If you've been hurt by a drunk driver, call me. I'm your go-to guy.
Hurt by a drunk driver? Call the twos. With Maine's largest network of parts, Coastal Auto Parts keeps things moving. If it's got wheels and an engine, we've got the parts to keep it on the road, from work trucks to weekend rides. If it's on the road, we're behind it. At Coastal Auto Parts, we're driven by more than engines. We're powered by the people who count on us. Because serving our community is what keeps us going. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Hi, I'm Barry, 3rd generation owner of Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear. For over 100 years, we have been a destination for Western saddlery and equine tack. But hold on, partner. We are a store with much more. We are fully stocked with Western apparel and, of course, Western boots for the entire family. For summer concerts, formal events, how about riding horses? Even safety toe work boots. All boots purchased receive a free coating of leather preservative. Cowboy up. Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Today is Monday, September 15th, 2025. It's also National Online Learning Day. The internet has revolutionized the learning process, and students are thriving in the flexible environment that online learning offers. This is a day to learn about the resources available online and invest some time into our education. And now for history. On this day in history, in 1835, Charles Darwin reached the Galapagos Islands aboard the HMS Beagle. He was the first European to set foot on the islands, and the visit marked the start of Darwin's research into the theory of evolution. On this day in 1959, Nikita Khrushchev became the first Soviet head of state to visit the U.S., and in 1963, 4 black girls were killed when a bomb went off during Sunday services in Birmingham, Alabama. 3 Ku Klux Klan men were eventually convicted for their role in the blasts. In 1978, Muhammad Ali became the first boxer to capture the heavyweight title 3 times, winning in his rematch against Leon Spinks. And in 1986, the television drama LA Law premiered on ABC. In 1997, the domain name Google was registered by Larry Page and Sergey Brin. The name originated from a misspelling of Google, which is spelled Googol, which is followed by 100 zeros. The company was founded in a garage in California. And now for birthdays today, actor Tommy Lee Jones turns 79. Prince Harry is turning 41 years old today. And NFL football coach Pete Carroll is 74. Happy birthday to them, and happy birthday to you as well if your birthday is today. And fall turkey season is getting underway today in Maine, and it looks like hunters will have great weather for it. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
All righty, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono. We have the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. All righty, here we go. A very quiet start to the day, and in fact, this entire week is looking quiet yet again. Not great for the drought conditions, but high pressure will be in full control across the state. And in fact, as we zoom things out, the entire Northeast will be looking quiet. We do have a system further down toward the south that is causing some precipitation to develop. As we take a look at things, Futurecast pretty much showing the entire story. We'll be under a mostly sunny sky today, maybe a few developing clouds, but otherwise sunshine will be in full control control with a mostly clear sky on the way coming up later on tonight. So mid-70s for us today under that mostly sunny sky and a light north breeze at around 5 miles per hour. Already mostly clear areas of dense fog tonight with lows in the upper 40s and a calm wind overall. Your hourly forecast for today, lots of sunshine with temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Mike Dubusky.
And the Emmy goes to Britt Lauer.
Severance may have had the most nominations going into Emmys night, but it wasn't the show that took home the biggest prize. The HBO medical drama The Pit won the Emmy for Outstanding Drama Series.
I want to dedicate this on behalf of everyone to all the healthcare workers, frontline first responders. Respect them, protect them, trust them. Thank you.
Seth Rogen's The Studio, meanwhile, won for Best Comedy, and the Best Limited Series prize went to Adolescence, a British crime drama from Netflix. The show's young star, 15-year-old Owen Cooper, made Emmys history, becoming the youngest ever winner in that category.
Tonight proves that if you listen and you focus and you step out your comfort zone, you can achieve anything in life.
The Japanese animated film Demon Slayer topped the weekend box office, taking in about $70 million. The Conjuring Last Rites, in its second weekend of release, notched the number 2 slot with just over $26 million. Rounding out the top 3, Downton Abbey, the grand finale, with just over $18 million in ticket sales.
Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes.
And happy birthday to Tommy Lee Jones, who turns 79 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Still to come here this morning, Jack Webb with sports. Don't go away.
Keep your feet on the ground, they said. So many people have told you you can't. They say you don't listen. So you don't listen to them. You rise to your moment. It feels like every idea is crystal clear. It feels like every line, every angle is perfect. It feels like you are at the top of your game with high-speed, reliable, no-stress Fidium fiber internet.
It feels like Fidium.
It's more than just your lawn. It's your grass kingdom, your green canvas, your fairway to heaven. It deserves the Kubota Z400. With class-leading speed, agility, a powerful transmission, simple deck height adjustments, and legendary Kubota quality. When you need comfort, convenience, and performance, then you need the professional-grade Kubota Z400. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a great place to work. The team here provided me with all the opportunities and experience necessary to grow within the company, all while working around my busy college schedule. They provided all the necessary licensing and training. It truly was the job that kickstarted my career.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a licensed agency with personal support specialists.
Let our compassionate, reliable, considerate caregivers make your life a little easier by providing assistance for you or your loved one.
Autumn of Life Home Care. We focus on you.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space? Bring your vision to the Home Planning Center drafting specialist at Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Welcome back in, folks. Thanks for staying with us. Maine football hosted Stonehill College in their home opener at Alphonse Stadium under the lights. What more could you ask for? On the Bears' first possession, quarterback Carter Peavy drops back to pass, but is immediately pressured and brought down by Christopher Williams for the sack. A great play by Williams right there. On the next play, Peavy again drops back, and this time he finds his receiver Melo Irfin, but he coughs it up and it is recovered by the Skyhawks defense. Hard to tell who came up with it in the bunch of bodies, but on the next drive, after a long run by Sincere Bongs, it's Irfin again completing the drive, putting Maine up 7-3. Third quarter now, and Skyhawks quarterback Jack O'Connell is going to find Jake Newsham, and then again on this next play, very similar, is going to find his tight end, Cole Clark. Skyhawks would go on to win in a low-scoring game, 13-10. Now we make a stop in Newport for some high school football. It's Nokomis playing host to York. We'll pick up right here in the first quarter. Wildcats quarterback Asher Kunn finds his target. Jack Estes behind the line, but he creates space and picks up the big first down in Warriors territory. Change of possession though, and Warriors QB Gabe Layton is going to roll out and take a shot deep for Seth Bowden, who pulls it in over the shoulder. A textbook catch from Bowden. On this same drive though, down inside the red zone, Layton pitches it to Stephone Ross, who trucks through a Wildcats defender and makes his way in for the score, 12-0 Warriors. York ball now, and Kunn is going to find his receiver, Jack Armlin, over the middle. That will set up York up in scoring territory, but on fourth down, Kunn is taken down short of the marker by John Emonetti. Warriors will roll on to shut out in a 24-0 win. We've got some more another high school matchup for you just down the road in Dexter. It's the Tigers hosting St. John Valley and the Mustangs. We're going to pick up right here in the third quarter. The Tigers are already big up at this point, but the Mustangs won't go down without a fight. QB Sam Johnson dodges and weaves his way to the end zone to add some points for Valley. Next Tigers possession, running back turned quarterback Cody Silenpa takes himself to the outside before cutting back in for a big gain on fourth down and extending the drive. A couple plays later, he'll hand it off to senior Trent Hanscom, who breaks a few tackles and picks up the first down. And on the last play of this game, the matchup already well in the hands of the Tigers. Johnson chucks it up deep to the end zone, which is caught by Ryan Fournier, but Dexter wins 54-28. Now down to Lewiston for some college field hockey action. It's the Husson University Eagles on the road against the Bates College Bobcats. Eagles facing their first two NESCAC opponents of the weekend. First quarter, Bates with possession, trying to put the first points on the board, but Eagles freshman goalkeeper Ella Deschette makes a wild diving save to keep the game scoreless. A few minutes later, the Bobcats get an opportunity for a penalty shot, and once again, it's denied by Boucher, who extends the pad to make the save. Closing minutes of the first, a Bobcat shot is deflected in front of the net, but finds its way perfectly to Lily Hogan, giving Bates the lead after the shot goes in the back of the net. On the next play, and no, you're not seeing a replay here, folks. Bates once again has a shot deflected, but this time it's Sophie O'Sullivan at the right place at the right time. Bobcats would go on to win 7-0. One of the final pieces of a disastrous 2024 for the New England Patriots has been traded. The team has moved on from former second-round wide receiver Jalen Polk, trading him to the New Orleans Saints. New England receives a 2027 sixth-round draft pick in return for Polk, who is out for the season with a shoulder injury. Both wideouts who the Patriots traded back for in the second round are no longer on the team. And if you want a little bit more pain, Patriots fans, the pick that they traded ended up being the Chargers star wideout Ladd McConkey. The trade effectively makes Drake May, the QB, the final pick from what is considered a complete failure of a draft. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks, like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% APR for 72 months when you finance with GM Financial. Or current qualified lessees can get this Silverado pickup for around $399 a month.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
When you really care about good, you start seeing possibilities others might miss. Hannaford has been at this since 1883, supporting local farmers, and making quality food affordable. Turns out, it's possible to take care of people and the planet we share by going the extra mile for what really matters. See all this good? At Hannaford, it's the small moments of care that add up to make a big difference for all of us. Hannaford, all for good.
Over 1,000 people from across the state flocked to Pittsfield on Sunday for a festival all about cheese. The Maine Cheese Festival was started nearly a decade ago by the Maine Cheese Guild as a way to highlight how much cheese was being made across the state and to encourage consumers to buy Maine products. Sunday's event featured over 60 vendors from across the state, including numerous award-winning creameries. This is Maine's Cheese Guild's largest fundraising event of the year and helps to support their mission of education and promotion of Maine cheese.
It's been great. The food has been delicious. The cheese is outstanding.
My favorite part about this event here is just being out in the sunshine and getting to talk with people and to hear how much they love our cheese.
Well, the mission of the Cheese Guild is to promote and improve and encourage the consumption of high-quality cheese, and I think this is an excellent way to do that.
The Maine Cheese Guild is also gearing up for the annual Open Creamery Day in October. Maine creameries around the state will open their doors and their barns to the public. Now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono. We have the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Alrighty, here we go. Let's check out the wave heights this morning, or pretty much the lack thereof. We're only at around 2 feet right nearby this morning. So we have no advisories in effect offshore or on land either, and no fog to really worry about either. If we have any fog, it is very localized as we start things off. We have water temperatures in the lower to middle 60s. In fact, right nearby it is rather low. You have to look farther down toward the south for any warmer water temperatures. On land, it is very quiet. I promise this thing is working, but high pressure will be the name of the game today and for the entire week yet again. Maybe a weak cold front later on this week, but it will be a dry front overall. No precipitation in the forecast at all this week. So nice to get outside, not great for the drought overall. And this is the only system nearby farther down toward the south. So futurecast for us today, rather boring. We'll be under a mostly sunny sky today, maybe a few passing clouds. Mostly clear later on tonight, maybe a few areas of dense fog again. As we head towards your Tuesday, more areas of sunshine, a lot of it overall. And yet again, mostly clear Tuesday night and a Wednesday morning, some more areas of dense fog. We might see more clouds again as we head towards Wednesday morning. And again, the drought monitor, you're still going to be seeing a lot of this. We have severe drought across a good part of the state. Maybe a small spot of a moderate drought right about in here. I'd normally dry to the north, and no drought to the north, and I do worry this may spread with Thursday's update once we get there. But otherwise, our average high temperature is 71 degrees. We'll do mid-70s for us today with lower 80s as we head towards your Tuesday. Mid-70s again Wednesday, lower 80s again Thursday, and cooling off again Friday, Saturday, and again for your Sunday. So for today, mid-70s, mostly sunny, and that north wind at about 5 miles per hour. As we head towards tonight, upper 40s, mostly clear, areas of dense fog with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, low 80s, mostly sunny and warmer, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Mostly cloudy for your Wednesday with highs in the mid-70s, lower 80s for your Thursday under a partly cloudy sky, and partly cloudy Friday with highs in the low 70s.
Everything is so expensive these days, and being a widow makes things even tougher. I worked 4 jobs just to get by. That's why I'm so grateful for Senator Collins' new law. It restores Social Security benefits for thousands of Mainers just like me. Benefits we earned. Now, I can enjoy my retirement with my grandchildren. Thank you, Senator Collins, for always delivering for Maine.
Call Senator Collins. Thank her for fighting for Maine.
Right now, U.S. Cellular makes it easy to switch and to get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
No trade-in? But we're willing to trade in our teeth.
Nope. You don't have to trade your teeth in or an old phone.
I like that.
Yeah, your parents get an amazing deal.
I almost lost this one.
Yeah, you get to leave your tooth under your pillow.
For me, it's tooth fairy time.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Join us every Friday this season as we celebrate the return to the gridiron with the most highlights, reactions, and analysis of your favorite teams. Catch Sports Blitz Friday at 11 on ABC 7. Sports Blitz is brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 30 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And by Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holden, where you'll find furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
I'm a big believer in super beta prostate. You'll notice less urges to urinate, and you won't be getting up at night for so many bathroom trips. I wouldn't say it if I didn't truly believe it.
From Hollywood, it's Dancing with the Stars. Dancing with the Stars, Tuesday on ABC.
Helping wildlife isn't something police officers might expect when they took the oath to protect and serve, but that didn't stop a member of the Fairfield Police Department. When Officer Morrison responded to a call about a car accident involving a deer, he found several people tending to a fawn that ran full speed into the side of a passing car. After consulting with the Maine Warden Service, it was decided it was probably pretty dazed. A post on the department's Facebook page says after standing by for a few minutes to make sure it didn't wander into traffic, he assisted the fawn back into the woods where its mother was waiting for it. It's not every day you see a deer on a leash. They say this type of call is not in the manual, but he made it work. And Saturday was Opening Lighthouse Day, where families from all over the state and country could visit participating lighthouses to learn more about a vital piece of coastal history. Dice Head Lighthouse in Castine was one of several lighthouses that folks could visit, even going up to the top and seeing across the bay. The lighthouse, which has been standing since the 1820s, is a private residence and isn't typically open to the public, but welcomed over 100 visitors Saturday, including first-time lighthouse goers.
It's a lot of fun, and there are people from California, from Arizona, from Maine, from Boston, sometimes down from Canada.
And then being up in the lighthouse when people come up for the first time, seeing the lighthouse or a lighthouse and checking out the view, it's really something special.
Maine Open Lighthouse Day will return in 2026, but to learn about which lighthouses are open to the public, visit our story on our website. Thank you all for joining us. That's all for this hour. Stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That's next on Fox 22. Have a great day.